Well, new details are emerging from the Intercept's reporting on a UFO whistleblower's mental health records. Earlier this week, you'll probably remember the Intercept published that story about how David Grusch was able to keep his security clearance after being admitted to a psychiatric facility. On Thursday, the author of that Intercept article, Ken Klippenstein, appeared to say somebody in the intel community tipped him off and admitted to being biased against Grusch's claims that the United States government is secretly in possession of non-human spacecraft. Take a listen.
You know, I'm a national security reporter. I know a lot of people in the Pentagon. When the hearings first started happening, I just kind of asked them. I said, "So, what do you think of this guy? Is he legit?" And a couple of people were familiar with him, had worked with him, and they said that he wasn't reliable. I'm not the kind of person to just publish innuendo, so I can't run with that. So I thought, well, how can I substantiate these claims that he's unreliable? Because they started hinting at, turmoil in his personal life.
When I put out my call for tips, I said, if you have anything positive or negative,
sure.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want to, he's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
To be candid with you guys so people can account for where I'm coming from, I don't believe in the UFO stuff. I think he's incorrect about it. However, I don't want to just punch at him. I would have included anything positive that I had gotten. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything.
Nick Pope investigated UFOs for the British Ministry of Defense. He joins us now once again. Nick, what's your take on who tipped off Klippenstein? And is it somebody inside the United States government?
Well, clearly it is. When people started a bit of a whispering campaign against David Grusch a week or two ago, I used the phrase on NewsNation. I said, "The Empire Strikes Back," and that's what we've seen. And I predicted something like this would come. Now, I absolutely support the reporter's right to run this story. I mean, I think this is a First Amendment freedom of speech issue, and David Grusch did put himself into the public domain. So I think it is fair to have a debate. But the way the story was framed was unfortunate, to say the least. And yes, by his own admission, there was collusion between the reporter and elements within the government to say effectively to him, look here, and you will find something interesting.
And assuming, Nick, that this was an inside job, I mean, do you think this was successful in discrediting him, or did the pendulum swing the other way? And has David Grusch now garnered even more support?
Well, there's even a conspiracy theory, I guess, that maybe this was a friend or friends of David Grusch who set up the reporter. I mean, I just throw that out there because you're right. The public support and support from elements within Congress for David Grusch has been immense. And it's almost as if maybe the reporter got played. Maybe elements friendly to Grusch said, let's get them to run this, and then it will blow up in their faces. But whatever the truth of it, there's been an outpouring of support for him, and rightly so. A lot of veterans came back from Afghanistan with issues. There was an intervention. That should not be demonized.
Yeah, and this has garnered visceral reaction from both believers of Grusch and also his skeptics, too, that his personal medical records have now been shared with the world. My next question for you, I guess, though, is why would people want to discredit him? I mean, you're very well versed in this world. Why do people come forward trying to discredit somebody who makes these kinds of claims?
It has to do, I think, with belief. When you bring out into the public domain information on UFOs, particularly suggesting there really might be a non-human intelligence, that's deeply challenging to some people's worldview. The sort of ontological shock that you face. And sometimes that's religious, and sometimes it's just someone's personal philosophical worldview. But people are challenged by this, and they hit back. And they hit back sometimes against the individuals, and it becomes unduly personal. It's not the first time we've seen this sort of attempt to smear whistleblowers and believers, whether it's on UFOs or whether it's on other issues.
Yeah, and just one more question while I have you, Nick. I mean, you've been a commentator on UFOs for quite some time. Have you ever faced this kind of retaliation or backlash for some of the things that you've spoken out on during your time with the British Ministry of Defense?
Fortunately not. I see myself not as a whistleblower, but really as a commentator who's had a background in this. But there is a line, and I'm very careful not to cross it. If I were to divulge anything classified or even sensitive, I'm sure I would get a tap on the shoulder, to say the least, and there would be a whispering campaign against me. But I've been lucky, and I've played it straight. But I have complete, my support for David Grusch is solid. I think people should really respect what he's doing. He's abiding by the law and the process, and I hope that everyone treats him fairly and with dignity.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are echoing your sentiments at home. That is for sure. Nick Pope, thanks as always for joining us on Morning in America.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.